welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So it's finally time for another haul video. The last one that I did was basically a month ago. So today I'm going to share with you all the new fragrances that I picked up during the last month. And this is going to be a long one, a really long one. So get some tea or some coffee and get comfortable. It is going to take some time, but it is probably, most likely, it is the last haul of this year. The next one will be sometime in the next year. There's only one more fragrance that I'm waiting for, so I might do a separate video on it, but it could be this month, it could be next month. I'm not sure at this point when it will arrive. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started going through these fragrances. The first one that I'm going to share with you is a fragrance that I've already mentioned in I think one video. This is Fera from Bricourt. This is the packaging, although I believe that the packaging that I have has been changed since then. Mine is kind of the older packaging. I think they updated the overall box. It looks much fancier, let's say. And the bottle inside, I have a 50 ml bottle, which looks like this. I think they've changed it a little bit since then. The overall bottle looks the same, but this little plaque that they have here, it is kind of bigger and it is gold instead of silver. So it still looks very similar, just slightly different. And this is a fragrance that really not many talk about. In fact, there are very few reviews on YouTube that I found, and I came across this fragrance kind of by accident. I was researching another fragrance and this one was compared to it, and so this one was a slightly more affordable option, and so I decided to try it out. The notes in this fragrance are dates, benzoin, honey, tonka, cinnamon, labdanum, patchouli, leather, cedar, musk, bergamot. So there are a lot of notes, but really this fragrance is definitely spicy. It is definitely sweet, so I can see how it has benzoin and honey, although honey doesn't really stand out as honey. It's just a lot of sweetness that you can tell is mixed from a couple of different notes, and there's definitely dates in here. This is sweet, spicy, slightly, very lightly smoky, very beautiful scent. It is in fact similar to another scent that I was thinking of when I came across this one, and I'm really happy that I purchased it. This is very beautiful for those of you that enjoy sweet scents or really enjoy the note of dates. Definitely give this one a try. Next, I have something from the House of Penhaligon's from their Portraits collection. I added another one to my, and I got the Ruthless Countess Dorothea. Now, this was an unboxed item, so I don't have a box. That's why I'm showing you the bottle right away. And as you know, I already have Changing Constants, which I really enjoy. And so I wanted to try one more. Surprisingly, and I should have mentioned that at the beginning, there are quite a few fragrances in here that were not blind buys. I mean, how surprising is that? There are quite a few that I've sampled before purchasing. This was one of them. Like I said, I was interested in trying others from this collection, and so I got some samples and I tried a few of them. There were a few that I liked, but this one was definitely my favorite. So the notes in here are ginger, cinnamon, beeswax, white wine, mate or mate, I don't know what that is, vanilla, bergamot, clary sage, and cashmeran. And of course, it is another sweet fragrance, so there is beeswax, and it definitely has that kind of honey type of vibe. There's also cinnamon that's coming in here. There is white wine, and so you definitely have that white wine or wine kind of vibe to it. So It is not boozy in a sense that we're used to, but it definitely has a kind of a slightly sparkly, slightly winey kind of vibe. Okay, I'm making up words now, but the wine is definitely present in here, and there's definitely vanilla in here, ginger, all of that is here. So it is sweet with some honey, but it has that beeswax kind of texture. It has a little bit of wine in it. It is just beautiful, very, very beautiful, very interesting. And I have to say, the other thing that pleasantly surprised me was that performance on this one is better than in Changing Constance. It is still not amazing, but it is definitely better. It lasts on my skin better than Changing Constance, probably in the area of 4 to 5 hours, which is, again, not outstanding, but better. So this is a great pickup from this Portraits line. I'm really happy with this one. So I think I mentioned in 1 or 2 videos previously that I have this subscription service with perfume.com where they send you a fragrance to try once a month. And the way that it works is when I subscribe, I can go through the fragrances that they offer and I can select which ones I want to try. And I don't talk about these every month. I only talk about the ones that kind of stood out to me for whatever reason. And this month, or rather last month, I received a fragrance from them that was from Jo Malone. This is Velvet Rose and Oud. And boy, did this one surprise me. I mean, yes, it's another rose and oud combination, and we've heard about and tried so many. But this one, I have to say, is the best one to my taste that I have tried. It is better than all the other ones that I've tried. And to show you just how much I like it, like I said, I received it last month, so it's been, I don't know, a couple of weeks. This is all that I have left. So you can see how much I used up, and I will definitely be purchasing a full bottle. I absolutely fell in love with this fragrance. So this has rose, oud, praline, and clove. Pretty simple. But what I like about it is that the rose in here is sweet, but it's not your typical vanilla kind of sweet rose. I think praline adds a very sophisticated kind of sweetness to it that is sweet but not overpowering. I would call it sweet but not jammy. And the oud in here is very, very gentle, very beginner friendly. It is not overpowering. It is not too strong. It is definitely not medicinal type of oud. So I absolutely love this one. And this comes from the collection that has the black bottles. And my other concern when I got it, I liked the scent right away, but my concern was, well, what about the lasting power? Because all the other fragrances that I've tried from Jo Malone, the lasting power was terrible. But this one has very, very decent lasting power, very decent for this type of scent. And so because it has good lasting power, because I enjoy the scent so much, I will definitely be purchasing a full bottle of this one. The other fragrance that I wanted to share with you that I don't have a full bottle of is So Scandal. I received this one as a gift with purchase from something that I purchased from somewhere, I don't remember. And the reason I wanted to share with you this one is because I mentioned this fragrance as part of my wish list. I said that I liked the original Scandal, and I have Scandal à Paris, which I really love, and I really wanted to try So Scandal, but I was worried about it because it has a note of tuberose. So I wanted to try it before I purchased it. And I'm really glad that I got this little, well, it's more than a sample, but this little thing to try, because I've definitely made up my mind whether to buy it or not at this point. So just very quickly, the notes in here are raspberry, tuberose, milk, orange blossom, and jasmine. And as I said, it was the note of tuberose, of course, that concerned me. And it concerned me for a good reason, because to me, tuberose is very pleasant, very present, and it is very evident. Yes, you have a strong note of raspberry that kind of softens it a little bit, but tuberose is still here, and for me, this is going to be a no-go. So I will not be purchasing a full bottle. I'm taking it off my wish list. Tuberose is just too strong for me, and so I did not like this one. Next, I have a fragrance that I've heard about a lot on YouTube. Many people talk about it, but I could never find it. For some reason, it was not sold anywhere that shipped to Canada. And then very recently, fragrancebuy started carrying this line, and this fragrance was so inexpensive that I decided, well, it's a must. I have to try it. I'm talking about Rugba from Latafa. It comes in this big box. So we have the actual fragrance in here. Here it is. And there is also, I don't know what it is, a body spray or hairspray. I don't know, something like this. I don't think I'm going to use this. It's the fragrance that I am interested in. So here we go. It's a very nice looking bottle, and this was, I don't know, I think it was around 25 Canadian dollars, which is, you know, very, very affordable. So this fragrance has vanilla, sugar, oud, incense, sandalwood, and musk. And it's a pretty simple fragrance. I mean, this is your combination of oud and vanilla. Basically, that's what it is. I mean, the other notes are playing kind of supportive role here. Mainly it's oud and vanilla. Again, oud in here is very, very nice, very light, very beginner friendly. And so it is really nice. For the price, it is a beautiful. Is it something, you know, super complex, super interesting, out of the ordinary? No, it's a pretty simple fragrance. But if you enjoy vanilla and you want to kind of dip your toes into oud or a combination of oud and vanilla, this is a great, great option. Again, performance is really good. And it's a beautiful fragrance. Again, definitely for the price, it's a great purchase, I think. Next, I purchased something from BDK Parfums. And I had two fragrances that I was kind of considering and going back and forth between. One of them I mentioned in my wish list. It was a fragrance that I actually sampled. It was Passessoir. I said that I really, really liked it, but there were quite a few people that commented under that video and said that it had really poor performance, which of course concerned me. And then the second one that I was considering was Gris Charnel. I mentioned it in my October favorites. I think that, again, I had a sample and I kind of couldn't make up my mind. I kept going back and forth. Do I want it? Do I not want it? Do I like it? Do I not like it? And I finally made up my mind because I just, at this point, I just wanted to add one more to my collection from this house. And so the one I went with was Passessoir. I just thought that because I was so unsure about Gris Charnel, I kept going back and forth about it, then it probably wasn't the right fragrance for me. Whereas Passessoir, I knew that I absolutely loved the scent and I wanted to have it. My only concern, based on the comments, was the longevity, and so I was willing to risk it. So let's just quickly open the box. Here we go. The bottle looks the same. All of their bottles look the same. And let's start with the notes. So we have here orange, ginger, pepper, quince, jasmine, orange blossom, cashmeran, amberwood, and patchouli. It is a beautiful, beautiful scent, but I knew that going in because, like I said, I had a sample of it. This is fruity, slightly woody, slightly floral, but florals are really in the background. Mostly it is fruity, and it's this note of quince that really stands out. And I think ginger and orange blossom are kind of supporting it, but the main note is quince. And it is quite sweet and quite juicy. And so I absolutely love the scent. Now, I read some reviews saying that this is very, very similar, almost a dupe to La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier. I can see where these people are coming from, although I have to disagree. I don't find these scents identical. I definitely don't find them dupes. But what I think they have in common is they have a similar vibe of juicy, sweet, juicy type of scent. Like La Belle is very juicy. That's how I would describe it. And I would describe Possessoir in exactly the same way. It is very juicy. So it's that juicy quality that to me is similar between the two scents, but the overall scents are different, and I think it's very justifiable to have both of them. Now, the next question is longevity, which is something that I was worried about based on the comments again. Well, I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised. It has very decent longevity. It's not bad at all, and it has very good projection as well. It is not as good as in Rouge Smoking, but again, to me, you know, fruity type of scents usually don't have as great of a performance anyways, and this one has very decent lasting power on me, very decent. So I am absolutely thrilled that I went with this choice. I love the scent. The performance is very decent. It works for me, and again, this is the type of scent that has this addictive quality. And even though it's a fruity scent, and typically I think of a fruity scent as something that I want to wear in the spring and summer, I have been wearing this a lot and I have been really enjoying it. I think it's the type of fruity scent that can work in the fall and winter as well. So this is a beautiful pickup, and I would definitely recommend it from the house of BK Parfums. Next, I'm quickly going to share with you a fragrance that I already showed in a separate video dedicated to this house, but I don't know how many of you actually watched this video, so I wanted to include it in this haul as well. This is Tio Cabanel from Tio Cabanel. This is beautiful. So this is, you open the box like this, the bottle is inside. Here we go, here's the bottle. This is a coffee scent. So the notes in here are cinnamon, coffee, milk, heliotrope, butter, tonka, vanilla, caramel, and sandalwood. And just very quickly, this is a very smooth, not very strong coffee, more like a latte that has a lot of cream in it, because there's milk and there's butter in here, and it definitely has that creamy, very buttery texture, very smooth, very beautiful. I've had a chance to wear it quite a few times since I got it, and it has beautiful performance. Lasting power is really great. Although the projection is not overpowering, the scent itself is very smooth. I don't want to say light, because it's not light, but it's not overpowering. It is a beautiful coffee scent. Absolutely outstanding. I'm thrilled with this purchase and really happy to have it as part of my collection. Another fragrance that I have mentioned in the video already is from the house of Amar Oud, which is kind of a house that has been talked about a lot recently, but this particular fragrance I haven't heard a lot of people talking about. In fact, when I was researching it, I had a hard time finding reviews on it. I got Silk Root from Amar Oud. So let me open it. It comes in a black pouch and the bottle is inside. Very nicely done, very nice packaging, very sturdy, very heavy, both the bottle and the cap, although it's a little bit tight, but very nice. And I really had no idea if I was going to like this or not. This was kind of a risky purchase because the notes are kind of slightly all over the place, and I really didn't know how all of them would come together. But this was such a pleasant surprise to me. This is an outstanding fragrance. So let's quickly look at the notes first. We have tonka, immortelle, anise, benzoin, leather, incense, narcissus, tuberose, lavender, oak moss, cloves, ginger, bergamot. You can see the notes all over the place. And if I strictly went on the notes, I don't think I would have ever purchased it. But now that I read the notes, I would suggest ignore the notes, because they're kind of, it's again one of those scents that notes are kind of irrelevant. You just get an overall smell and an overall feel from this fragrance that is not connected to the notes at all, to me. This to me smells like a beautiful array of Middle Eastern desserts. You have a table full of these desserts and they just have this amazing kind of sweet, kind of nutty aroma. That's what it smells like. They are sweet, but they're not overly sweet. They're not overpowering. And they have a slight touch of smokiness. This is a very, very addictive scent. This is a very beautiful scent. This will definitely appeal to gourmand lovers, but I think also people who don't like very sweet scents would also enjoy this one as well. This is an outstanding fragrance and I would recommend it to anyone. And of course, it made me very, very curious about this house. So it's quite possible that you will see more purchases from this house in the future. But for now, this is the one that I have, and this is the one that I absolutely love. So I purchased something from the House of Boucheron, and this is from their private line. This is called Amber D Alexandre, something like that. I'm probably butchering the name. So here's the box. I open it up, and here's the bottle. It is absolutely huge. I think there is 120 mil or 125 mil. I mean, it's humongous. I think it only comes in this size. And, you know, for such a large bottle and for a niche fragrance, this really was not very expensive. And I can't remember where I heard about this fragrance. Somehow I heard about it somewhere, but I really wasn't sure about it. I kept researching it, kept thinking about it, and then I ran across a video by Perfume Nest. This is, by the way, a new channel, but an amazing channel. I'm gonna link it down in the description. If you're not familiar, definitely go check it out. Beautiful, beautiful new fragrance channel. I highly, highly recommend. So I think the very first video that Chris posted, which I came across completely by accident, this was one of the fragrances that she talked about. And the way that she described it, and I think I even asked her some questions about it, it just made me think like, yes, I definitely need the scent and I definitely need to try it and to purchase it, which I did. So the notes in here are amber, vanilla, tobacco, benzoin, ambergris, labdanum, and musk. And I mentioned before that amber for me is a tricky note. I don't like every kind of amber, and that's why I was kind of hesitating. But when she was describing the scent, she said it really smells like an apple pie. And when she said apple pie, right away I thought, okay, Dances of the Dragonflies, that's my favorite apple pie. So if I like that, I will absolutely love this scent. So do I love it? Yes. Is it the same as Dances of the Dragonflies? No. To me, this is a very different kind of apple pie. This is a much thicker apple pie. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's thicker, it is denser, it is not as sweet, and it is not as sort of light and crumbly. Like when I think about Dances of the Dragonflies, it's a very light, very buttery, almost like crumbly kind of apple pie. It is very, very sweet, and it has a very strong cinnamon note. This is much denser and a lot less sweeter, and I don't have such strong note of cinnamon. In fact, well, cinnamon is not even listed in here at all. So it is definitely an ambery scent, but it does have an apple pie kind of vibe. This is a beautiful, really, really beautiful, and really, really inexpensive for this huge bottle. I wish it came in a smaller size, but like I said, this is the only size that it comes in, and I absolutely love the scent and would definitely recommend it to anyone. And I think this one, because it's not overly sweet, I think this is definitely unisex. Not just women can wear this scent for sure. So again, Amber D Alexandre or something like that from Boucheron. And we're finally down to the last fragrance, and this is a purchase from Kilian. I recently purchased Angel's Share from Kilian Private Line, and this was my first full bottle from his private line. I've never become a huge fan of Kilian until then, and of course that got me curious about other fragrances from his private line, and I think I might have a problem now because the one that I got is absolutely outstanding, and I definitely need to explore others. This really could become a problem. So which one did I get? I got Black Phantom, and this was something, and I think this might be in a slightly older packaging because of the color of this thing here and the cap. I think they're brighter color now. I'm not sure. But I got this from someone that was selling an unboxed item for a really, really good price. I mean, good for a Kilian fragrance. And so I really decided to try it. So Black Phantom has the notes of dark chocolate, rum, caramel, coffee, sugarcane, almond, sandalwood, and heliotrope. And this is a stunner. It is kind of a deep, it is very gooey, it is very thick type of scent. It is definitely sweet, and it reminds me of something, but I'm having a really hard time pinpointing what exactly it reminds me of. And I'm getting majority of the notes that are listed here. I mean, it definitely has a chocolate vibe. It definitely has booziness, so I can see rum included in here. We have sweetness from sugar, from caramel, from sugarcane. There's definitely a little bit of nuttiness, so we have almond and heliotrope. So there's nuttiness and maybe a touch of powderiness, but not really. It's more nuttiness that I'm getting. And overall, it just creates this amazingly addictive, beautiful, gooey type of sweetness. Absolutely outstanding. And what surprised me even more is that it has really, really nice performance. I was really afraid that this would have bad longevity because Kilian fragrances are kind of known for that. Many people are not happy with the performance, but I have to say this one is really, really nice. Yes, it is not a beast, but not every fragrance has to be a beast. But it has really, really nice performance, nice longevity, nice sillage, nice projection. Everything is really, really good. So I am so, so happy with this fragrance. And I have to say that others around me really love this one as well. This has quickly become a family favorite in our family. So absolutely outstanding, beautiful scent. It is definitely unisex. Anyone can wear it, but yeah, I'm thrilled with this one. I definitely love it, and oh boy, I hope that I don't get really obsessed or addicted to Kilian Private Line, because this will be a very, very pricey addiction. Anyways, we're done with this haul finally. I hope you managed to stay with me until the end, and I hope you enjoyed this haul. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and definitely let me know what have you purchased lately. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.